process in the brain. Okay, brain development in infancy. The first year after birth is called infancy. Infancy is period when the baby grows very fast. During infancy, the baby doubles in length and triples in weight. Other important changes also happen during infancy. The baby teeth start to come in usually about 6 months of age. Next is early childhood, comprises the number of life stages marked by developmental milestone. Here we define early childhood as period from birth to age 8, although we also recognize the importance of quality prenatal care and the early child outcomes. Middle child, childhood, age 6 to 12. A child developmental path in their middle child years between 6 to 12 years of age contributes substantially to the adolescent and adult they will become. Middle child is a stage where children move into expanding roles and environment. Next is adolescence. In the phase life between child and adulthood from age 10 to 19. It is a unique stage of human development and an important time for laying foundations of good health. Adolescents experience rapid physical, cognitive, and social growth. What are the 5 stages of brain development? Number 1 is gestation, setting the stage. By the time we take our first breath, the brain is already more than 8 months old. It starts to develop within 4 weeks, and conception with 1 or 3 layers in cells embryo rolls up to form the neural tube. A week later, atop this tube bends over, creating the basic structure of fore, mid, and hindbrain. Next is childhood. Soak it up. In childhood, the brain is most energetic and flexible that it will ever be. As we explore the world around us, it continues to grow, making and breaking connection and breakneck speed. Perhaps surprisingly, learning, memory, and language begin before we are even born. After this, adolescence, wild and rewiring. Teenagers are selfish, reckless, irrational, and irritable. But given the cacophony of instruction going on inside the adolescent brain, it isn't any wonder. In the teenage years, our brain may be fully grown, but the wiring is certainly still at work in progress. Number 4 is adulthood, the slippery slope. So you are in your early 20s and your brain is finally reached adulthood. Enjoy it while it is lasts. The peak of the brain's power comes at 22, and it lasts in just half of the decade. From there is downhill all the way. Number 5 is old age, down but not out. By the time you are retired, there are no doubt about your brain isn't what it used to be. By 65, most people will start to notice that the sign. You forget people's name and teapot occasionally turns into the fridge. Sorry. There is a good reason why our memories start to let us down. At this stage of life, we are steadily losing brain cell in critical areas such as hippocampus, the area where memories are processed. This is not too much problem at first, even in old age, and the brain is flexible enough to compensate. At some point, though, the losses starts to make themselves felt. Uh, what is important? Why it is important that the basic have a basic understanding of neuroscience and brain development as educator. Neuroscience can help teachers understand how the brain learns new information. Even having basic knowledge of neuroscience can inform way teachers teach. For example, neuroscience tells us that when children learn new information, that information goes through what ways in the brain. That's all the my report. Nakamute ka, Doc.
Thank you very much, Sir Joseph. That's a
Okay, pa.
wonderful presentation. I really make myself, I truly appreciated that one. Can you please call the name of your classmates, at least one students, to ask questions from you?
Okay. Good morning, si Sir David. Morning, sir. Sir.
Morning sir, morning sir.
Morning, sir. Sir, my question
Morning.
is, dali lang sir. What is the first stage of development that stem cells are formed in a neural tube? Ang pinakaunang
Gesta-
nga stage. Sir?
gestation sir. Gestation.
Gestation?
Yes
Cell
sir.
birth na sir, ang kwan sir. Ang, tawag nito, ang answer.
Sige sir. Sorry sir, sorry sir.
Thank you,
Only
sir.
one, sir.
David. Okay. Okay, you add another one of your classmates to ask questions, or you can ask questions to them.
Okay. Si Kuan. Sir Michael. Sir Michael, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Okay, sir. My question, sir, is what brain development is the in which the period when the I, ako sa i-rephrase ang question. What brain development as the period from birth to age point? Sir? Once, sir, early childhood, stillbirth, or infancy?
Early, sir.
Early childhood. Okay, sir. Thank you, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Sir Joseph. Okay, I will call two students to ask questions to Sir Joseph. Let me ask Ma'am Salma. Ma'am Salma.
Yes, Doc.
Okay, can you please ask questions
Wait, Doc.
to Sir Joseph? Ma'am Salma.
Yes, good morning, sir. So, akong
Good
question, sir,
morning,
is
ma'am.
what is the important stages of brain development?
Ano lang, ma'am. I think the important stages of brain development is the infancy, which is the first year after the birth is called infancy. Mao nga si pinaka tawagan ni kanang first gid nga kuan niya sir, ma'am, sa brain development in which uh, during the infancy the baby the walls is length and trapeze is straight and the baby start to then it comes out and usually is about mga 6 months age ana kinahanglan imo gid siyang kanang gabantayan gid nimo siya ang pinakauna gid yang hakuan infancy which is bantayonon guys nga tanan. Thank you. Sakto na to, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Salma. Ma'am Resi, can you please ask a question to Sir Joseph? Ma'am Resi. Okay. How about Ma'am Cheryl?
Yes, Doc. Uh, my question for Sir Joseph is, there are three main goals of neuroscience, so just give at least one, sir, and elaborate. Thank you.
Ma'am, again, ma'am, excuse ma'am. Isa kay question, ma'am.
Sir, so sa imong report, sir, kay na may three main goals of neuroscience, sir, no? So, just give at least one and expound. Thank
Neuroscience.
you. Yes, sir. Main goals.
So our main goals is number one is ligay ko
At
kung
least
ano
one,
sa
at
kwan
least
sa
one.
neuroscience. So understand the human brain and how it functions. So ato yung dapat makabalugid ta unsay ang atong human brains and then unsay function gid ana unsay padulungan unsay process nga kana sa human brain. I think
Okay,
kanara
sir.
akong
Thank
magkuhan, ma'am.
you. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Cheryl and Sir Joseph. Okay, so I'm going to
Thank
continue. No, I'm going to expound the report of Sir Joseph. So Sir Joseph mentioned about the different stages, especially uh, when the child was already being born inside the womb of the mother. So the neuroscience, you know, this is one of the most intriguing part, especially if the mother was not aware or she has no idea if she's already pregnant. So so there are a lot of things that you have to consider because inside your womb that child can no longer be you can no longer classify a child as the human being inside your body is already been formed, so na plaster na siya. So all of the emotional aspect, developmental side, social, physical, whatever thing that you have perceived in your life, the child can feel it. So ang bata, mapili niya kung ikaw mama natarantar, gigutom, so emotionally disturbed, o you are not socially accepted, or so naa siya mga challenges if you are pregnant. So the very first thing to do, kinanglan mahibalo ka nga, you are pregnant. You know why? Because according to can you please share, can you please upload your report, Joseph, sa atong stream? Kaya akong na-screenshot diri is kuan naman sa registration. So,
Sa stream na kay upload, sir.
sa stream lang. So,
Okay, sir.
according to Sir Joseph, there are three main goals of the neuroscience. You have to understand the human brain and how it functions. So there is one real story. So it's a kind of thing that happened nga usa siya ka laborer. Ang iyang trabaho kanang trabaho bito sa dalan. So nagamit siya og kayang giant jackhammer. Kana bitong tiguba bito sa dalan kanang mga simento. So ang iyang trabaho gagunit siya og giant jackhammer. So to make the story short, ang katong bolt natanggal ug didto naigo sa iyang ulo. Naigo sa iyang ulo ug katong bolt nag-invade dito sa iyang brain. So what happened? Tungod ato nga pagkahitabo, that's an accident. So you cannot do anything else. So gidala siya sa ospital. So the medical doctors and the medical practitioners did their best. So na-revive ang iyang life. So wala na siya, dili na life threatening ang nahitabo. So there were a lot of things that has been, altered. So he can threshold the pain. So he can take the pain, dili siya masakitan, bisan og imo pa siyang kusion. So na mga kuan mga new things nga na discover nila after ato nga pagkahitabo. Dili na siya masakitan, bisag pasuan dili siya masakitan. Tungod kay part of his brain na kuan na naigo man gud sa katong bolt bitaw, naigo siya dito. So bisan dili siya magguol. Magsige lang siya katawa. Magsige lang siya katawa ang iyang part sa iyang brain so apektado. So wala siya kagulanan. Sige lang siya katawa. So naay mga nahitabo nga mga cases kana bitaw nag-driving or amnesia nabangga sila simbako, nabangga sila. Dayon ang nahitabo napakog ilang ulo bisan nagamit sila og sabay lang head protection, nagka-amnesia sila. So part of his memory ang nawala sa iya after ato nga pagkahitabo nga disgrasya. So there were a lot of professionals nga they have tried their best nga ma-revive ang imong part sa imong brain activity kay naapektahan man. So inana siya. So that is one of the mystery of the human being. Not even a single doctor can explain the beautiful process and the mysterious way how our human brain function. And you have to be careful every time you are driving your vehicle, you are driving your motorcycle, you have to wear your headgear, your helmet. Labi na sa mga ga-drive sa motor, no? Nabay ga-drive sa inyo mga motor. Mag-careful mo labi na kung magbiyahe mo layo. So dapat na amoy kanang body vest. Kay simba ko og madisgrasya gid, no? Di magi malikayan. First thing to do is always protect your head. Like yung kay head protector. Maglikay gyud kay once nga ang imong ulo mapakog bisan og kausaran na siya pero kusog siya, naa na siya epekto sa imong lawas. Possibly sa imong spinal cord. No? Once nga mag-crack ang bisag single hairline lang sa imong spinal cord, sa imong column. So, mo na siya nag-control sa imong body nga to make you do every activity. So ma-alter na ang imong tibok activity sa imong life. Okay? So delikado kayo. Next. So according to Sir Joseph, so there were a lot of phases of life. So first is na-mention niya ang sir, gestation man to una, sir, no? So he mentioned about gestation. So gestation is already been something is developing inside your body. So, on that time, the mother already has an idea kung mabdus siya. So you have to be careful, as I mentioned before, ayaw yung pag-inom og tambal, ayaw pag-inom og kanang too much coffee, sabi no, sa kainyo siguro hilig mo coffee, mga tumuog kanang mga coffee tea shop or coffee shop, mag-inuma mo coffee kanang mga so, ayaw yun. You have to reduce coffee caffeine. Kay ngano daw maayo siya pero dili na siya para sa mga buros. Ang para sa buros, mag-inom mo gatas. Di ba? Goat's milk. Kanang mga pure milk, no? Kanang mga gallons of milk, palito nimo sa kanang mga department store, ayaw mo anang mga kape kay makadaot yun na sa inyo labi na kung buros ka. There is a negative effect of drinking continuous drinking of coffee. All right. So I will have to ask you, how many chromosomes does a human being have?
36, Doc?
Okay, so there are chromosomes is part of our, the identity of a human being.
Tudo.
Okay, yes, sir. So there are different numbers of chromosome if you are a girl and a boy. So we are not talking about gender here. We are talking about the chromosomes, the number of chromosomes. So for the male, pila ka bu chromosome sa males? Anybody? So there are two sex chromosomes, the X and Y. So that kind of chromosomes will determine your sex. Can be a male or a female. So someone is raising her hand. Ma'am May Marie.
46, Doc.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Sir Art, you're raising your hand.
1X and 1Y, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that's correct. Especially sa mga babae, no? So, they have two chromosomes, the XX, and that can be identified as you are a male, a female, XX. Kung lalaki ka, you have X and Y. Kung lalaki ka, X and Y. So, if you have to look at, if you have to get some insights coming from the Bible, so it was stated there that ang mga lalaki gikan sa sa to siya, ang mga babae gikan sa gusok sa lalaki, di ba? Nakadumdum ato sa Bible kang Adan ug Eve.
Yes, Doc.
So if you have to look at it, so we are, we human being are perfect. So every parts of your body is, we can consider it as perfect. So walay imperfect ana. Everything has its own function. For example, so may purpose sa atong kilay, sa atong body, sa atong ulo, sa atong dagway. So may purpose sa imong kilay. Ang uban kay ilang kagisan kay aron tsada tan-awon. There is an aesthetic explanation kay ang uban ganahan sila og nipis nga kilay, ang uban ganahan og baga nga kilay. Right? Labi na sa mga girls, ang uban kiskisan. But I could not understand. After kiskisan, butangan dahil ng color. Asa na? Ito na, pencil ba na siya? Sir Joseph?
Nakatato mo ba, sir?
Nakatato. Oh.
Microbleeding.
Relate kayo, Doc.
Oh, okay. So, I have a friend, iyang gipakiskisan. Ang nahitabo, nakiskis, nawala na yun, iyang eyebrow. Iyang gipatato. Tapos, ang gigamit nga ink kay murag kana bitang ink murag sa Unitap ra nga ink ba nana so nalain na dili parehi ang color sa wala og tuo. So, dapat careful kay permanent naman siya, di mo na pwede nimo i-reason ang imong tattoo. Dapat maimog yung ma-establish nga legit yun sila. No, that's your free will kung gusto ka magpatato, and nobody will question that one. Each of us has its own basic right. That's your own decision. So nobody will question every time you will make a decision. Imo man ang katungod. So you have given such basic rights sa atong constitution. So let's go back. So ang purpose sa imong eyebrow is kanang kung panington ka, if you are sweating, dili siya mahulog sa imong mata. So, muna siya ang purpose. Dili madaot imong mata kung sobra ka init, kung may tulo diha sa imong singot. Di ba? So, ang imo pong kaning sa atong pelvic bitaw, sa atong pelvic sa mga kanang malingkod ta kanang nakita bitaw nimo may bukog di sa imong lubot. So may purpose ana. Ang ang uban moingon lang siya nga kuan siya kanang wala siya purpose. Pero actually the purpose is to make you sit properly. Na makalingkod kag tarong kay kung imagine nimo kung wala na siya no, wala na siya nga bone nga kanang murag siya gasiwil diha. Unsa na lang nimo glingkod? Murag ka you are like sitting in a couch. Nga anak ra ka kanang marabi ta og wag gulay ba. So everything is perfect sa imong part sa lawas sa tao. So always remember that for the female they have X and X. So there are for X and Y for the male. So for the female they have 22 autosomes and 2 chromosomes. While for the male, they have 22 autosomes plus X and Y. So may balaan nimo nga lalaki na siya, kinay uban mo siya lalaki or babayi. Kanang mga kanang gipang operahan na no. Pero there is an explanation katong I don't know if you are aware katong isa to siya nga athlete bitaw, nga kusog kay siya mudagan. Grabe gyud siya murag anybody tanan every time nga mo compete siya sa activity sa marathon, her opponent always questions her identity, her sexual kaning kung unsa ba siya, lalaki or babae ba siya. Kay kung imong tan-aw ng iyang body formation, mura siya lalaki. Pero ang iyang dagway, mura po siya babae. So true, I don't think so nga kato siya mo ni progress ito siya kay according to the report is babae man siya. Pero ang iyang body formation is mura siya lalaki, dagko kay muscle, ang iyang tuhod dagko kay mga bukog bitaw. So lahi man ang body formation sa lalaki ug babae ang bukog. So ni excel gyud siya sa sport labi na sa marathon, ni champion gyud siya. Ang good explanation na to is ang good explanation is every time if you are questioning yourself kung unsa ba gyud lalaki ka babae ana, so the best thing to do is kaila man kasi mong kaugalingon, no? Everyone will respect your decision, your identity, your life. Okay, all of us are created equal. Pareha ta tanan, walay labaw, walay ubos, pareha ta tanan. No matter your religion, your identity, you have your basic rights tanan. Your racial, your cultural affiliation, kung ano sa imong kaliwat. Then we Filipinos, we were equal sa atong dugo and we have to make proud sa atong skin kita mga Pilipino, no? Kay pareha karon init kayo. If you have to look at the situation, kung magligo ka dito sa mga beaches, dili ka mahadlok mainitan kay ang atong skin we are protected aside sa mga puti nga mahadlok na sila kay magka-skin cancer. Okay? So, let's go back to the situation like kanang autism. Kabalo mo sa nang autism, my dear students? Madungan ko ninyo?
Yes, Doc.
Yes, Doc.
Okay. So kanang autism, for example, na amoy history sa autism. So, imong auntie or igsoon sa imong papa nga naay autism. So there is an explanation nga kanang autism that is hereditary. Hereditary na siya. So bugawas gyud na siya kay that's part of your heredity. The hereditary of your parents. So dili man pwede nga mahimo lang siyang manganak lang ang babae nga walay labot ang lalaki, dapat mag-uban magina lalaki ug babae. So there might be explanation nganong naa siya autism kay dili compatible ang iyang chromosomes. Okay? Kay ang autism, they have 3 chromosomes. So mananubra sila. So mao na nahitabo nga they have special ability. So we have to call that one special ability. Why? Because apektado sila sa kanang katong na mga igsuon no, mga parente nga na ay autism. 25% naga sila problema sa ilaang digestive system. Ang uban sige og kalibanga. Pirmi gina sila. Sige na sila kalibanga. Why adlaw nga di magka-problema sa ilang sa ilang bowel movement. Then ikaduha pod ang ilang emotional relationship. So dili sila kanang bitaw they have a hard time going to deal with other people. So inana ang sa autism. And more than that, we have problem with the physical movement. Atong nadumduman ninyong salida nga budoy bitaw, atong salida sa atong channel. Budoy ba to? So
Si Budoy.
that is, sir?
Si Budoy do katong sa teleserye.
Buday,
Oh, yes.
Buday.
I think he can be classified as an autism spectrum disorder. So nasa siya physical movement. Unsa may ma-explain ninyo kung what will happen to you kung dili coordinated imong physical movement.
Matumba,
Ay.
Doctor. Hindi nga matumba.
True, that's correct, Ma'am Crizel. Dali matumba, they can get fell up sa pagyod. They can easily fell up sa pagyod. Sa ilang the way they walk sa pagyod. They don't have good posture. So dili sila marumahadlok nga maglakaw nga wala ba ni tuo. So then ga tiptoe na sila. Kana yung ang ato ang lapa-lapa straight na siya. Ang ila is mag-ana na sila. Ang ilang ilang tudlo may mag-ana ba? Sige og kanang touch the ground. Inana ang one of the characteristic or one of the things na makita nimo kung kana siya nasa autism spectrum disorder.
Nanggigil pod sila, Dok.
Nanggigil. That's correct, Ma'am Maria Elena. Naapog ko'y nakita, no? Nga ang iyang kagigilan kay kanang buhok. Makakita siya og buhok bitaw. Lalaki man to nga bata.
Yes, Dok, sa kong pagumangkon. Pag makakita siya taas na buhok.
Yeah, ganahan siya.
Kaya iyahang ko
Sila
ano
ganang sabang kayo, Dok.
Iyahang birahon.
True. Thank you. Dili po sila ganahan og saba. They have
Saba
their
kayo.
own world. Muana sila, oh. Muana. Musinggit na sila. You have to understand. Ngano inana siya? It's because primarily there are more chromosomes in their body. So usay mahimo na to. So we have to educate. Walay tambal nga makawala ng autism. Walay tambal na kay sa biological formation sa tao is nanubra naman nilang chromosomes. Di ba? So nana ang nahitabo. Dili sila gusto og kanang sobra kasaba. Too much music. Dili sila makadila na ila da yung mag emotional outburst, ilang ulo ipakog sa dingding. So delikado kayo.
Sa Dok, sa salog, ilay, Dok.
Sa loo, hadlok yun na siya. Kung ikaw makakita sila, matarantar ka. You have to protect their head. What if kung ang kana pag yun nga kaso na siya epilepsy? Kanang epilepsy or patol. Kakita na mo og tao nga gipatol?
Yes, Dok. Ginabutang na lang kutsara kung muanda na ilang patol sa ilang mouth. Ginabot na lang spoon.
Okay. So we have to talk about that sa kanan ni Kutsara. Ma'am Elena, you are raising your hand.
Yeah,
Sir Art.
sa
Yeah, go
akong
ahead, Ma'am Elena.
pag umangkon man gyud Dok is mao pod iyahang cause nga nung nawala siya Dok kay tungod ra pod sa seizure. Bata pa ay baby pa siya 1 year old.
Kasi sure.
Seizure
unsa
and
mo
autism.
unsa imong nakita sa to na seizure siya?
Kuan siya Dok kanang iyahang kamot og tiil kay magdungan og arsa.
So involuntary. You
Oo,
cannot
then
control.
o dili siya makontrol then kanang iyahang una mo kuan iyang tiil sunod ang iyahang kamot then ang iyading baba. Then mura sila gakatukan.
Nakatukan. Always true. Tuloy yun na. Grabe na nga force kung imo tan-awon bitaw. Grabe ang ilang energy nga mamarilis sa ilang lawas. Makusgan, grabe ka kusgan. Bisan nung sa panaka dako nga tao kung mag-imong pugnan sila, di ka wakay kusog. Di mo makaya. Thank you, Ma'am Elena. Sir Art?
Yes, Doc. Mapo na ang case sa ako ang kuya Doc nga namatay adtong 2019.
Oh, sorry.
Seizure sa Doc. And then, purutag maoy kasi Doc matay ang iyahang ang iyahang cause sa seizure.
Yeah, I cannot imagine how painful you are during that time, Sir Art, Jared. Thank you for sharing. Ma'am Liza?
Na-experience na ako, Doc, ang napatol akong classmate, third year high school, Doc, naulit na jud ko, Doc. Sige niya, ako na akong nag-examan mi ato niya. Mabitaw ka, ana-ana ako ang bangko. Nay, gasipa-sipa sa akong bangko ba. Katulo siguro to siya, Doc. Unya, pag ikaw pat kay medyo nairitan ako ba kay, unya ako siyang gatanaon, ga-smile man siya, Doc. Gaana yung dagway ba. So, ga-exam mo yami, Doc. So, abi na ko, basig mayon akong teacher ba nga, nag-cheat ko. So katulan ako siya giana pag ikopat do kay natuwa naman jud ko na sukamod naman gyud ko na seizure naman daay siya di ay. Na first time na mo to na ko nga for ako siyang classmate first year to third year unya first time to nga inana day ang sakit day Dok nga ga seizure day siya na sa ato nga time kay murag once patol kay pag una na to kay buang. So murag
No.
lain kay kato sa una Dok as in sa una ang marag among nadak-an ako nga pag mapatol lang isa ka tao kay buang na siya. Inana Dok ang pagsabot ato nga time high school na around 2009 ana bitaw nga year Dok. So katulong siya Dok.
Yes, okay, so I have to elaborate more. Okay, nakita mo gyud ako na siya nga situation. So I deal a lot of students. Okay. Grabe ako exposure ana. First thing to do kung naay estudyante nimo or parinti nimo o imong igsuon, imong anak nga naay cases sa epilepsy. So dapat kabalo ka kung unsa nga tambal. Naagyo kay tambal na. Dili na siya matawag nga kana bitaw. Mawala ra na siya. Dapat naa kay tambal, ipainom na siya. Kana makita bitaw nga murag hapit na siya ma-attack ang epileptic attack. Ipainom na siya. Usually mga nurse may mo painom na. Pero kung ikaw immediate family nimo na you are already aware, you have been trained nga manay mahitabo, si ikaw mo painom pwede ra siguro. Next is kanang too much sudden changes of kanang state of emotional changes, then distress. Kanang distress gyud number 1. Kanang dili nila ma-cope up ang distress. Kanang magsininggitay mo sa balay, di ba? maglalis mo, dili sila makakup up na. Ang ilang may tabo bitaw na Magnolia, muana na silang ulo. Di ba Sir Art Jared, muana silang ulo kayo di sila kapugong mura sila og kanang maten sila. Panington sila na maglisod sila ginhawa na mag-ana sila. Yes Sir Art Jared.
Napagay tendency na Doc ba nga kalabitang kung severe na kaya ang iyahang nabati kay more siya ga sleepwalk bitaw Doc. Natoy time nga mag-share lang ko about adtong nahitabo sa akong kuya way back 2017 nga dili siya kabulog abre og portahan, and then yan dito time nga naabre ang portahan kay nakaabot siya og highway bitaw Doc, kaubos. Sumurag gisundan ra gyud mo siya kung asa siya padulong. Mo to nga pag nabalik na din na iyahang nahuna at tingaran siya kay nga nakaabot siya og dalan nga dadto ra man siya sa kwarto. Naina na nga severe nga ang may tabo sa sobra na kaya ang iyang epilepsy.
That's true, Sir Art Jared. Because there is too much brain activity. Ang synapses niya, grabe ang too much activity. Nga, dili makontrol. So, naitambalan na nga magpakontrol sa muscles nila. So, dapat aware ka ana. Kay, kanang attack na bitaw sila. Usually, dili nimo sila ma-control. Ilang muscle, grabe sila ka kusgan. So, katong giingon ni isa tumatong ng ingon nga butangan og kanang kutsara to protect also the tongue, the dila, ayaw na siya buhatan ninyo. Kay the moment nga imo nang buhaton, you know that is foreign object. Metal man na siya. Kung imo nang ibutang sa iyang baba, sa iyang ngipon. Imagine sa iyang ngipon na ay foreign object. So, posible siya nga ma-injury pa yun ang iyang ngipon, ang iyang gums, hindi man yung makontrol. Then, maputol ang dila. Kay, kuan man, kanang imo mang gibutangan og foreign object, so ayaw siya og buhata. You know? So, I was trained inana nga mga situation. Ayaw yun na buhata. Kaya it can add injury sa nagka-epilepsy. Epileptic attack. So, luoy kaayo. Then always remember that they don't have eye contact. Dili sila kanang pre sa tuwa mga fan nga. Tutukan bitaw nimo siya Ma'am Kenneth. Nimo siyang tutukan. Dili sila kanang gatutok. They don't have eye to eye contact.
Tulingi.
Masislag liraw-liraw silang mata. Mutanaw sa right, sa left, magtuyok-tuyok. And they don't have social interaction. They do not pay attention. Mag-istorya ka, di sila mo tanaw sa imo. Balag mag-istorya ka diha. Ma'am Salma, di sila maminaw nimo. Di sila mo tanaw nimo. Na sila buhaton, di mo ilang buhaton. Pero ang ilang sense of hearing, grabe. Grabe na sila, maminaw gyud na sila. Pero ang ilang eye to eye contact dili. Do not expect ay lagi kang tutukan. Ma'am Crisel?
Sad part po sila, Doc, is they have shorter lives compared sa normal individual, normal being. Gamay ra ilahang lifespan, Doc.
True. They have shorter life. As agreed. Can we have a break for 5 minutes? Okay.
Hello.
Thank you very much. All right, thank you very much. So let's continue. So one of the manifestation sa mga estudyante or katuna ay mga tao o mga bata nga na ay autism is they have difficulty in walking. Naglisod yun na sila lakaw. Maglisod na sila lakaw, ga tiptoe, ang mahadlok ka matumba. Dali na sila, wala sila motor coordination, then dili sila pareha sa imo nga ganahan kaon. Ganahan og kaon, dili sila pareha ani ato nga kusog mo kaon. Kana sila gamay rin lang kaon na. They have problem in terms of their bowel movement, no? Okay. So that's so much for that. So we're going to continue. Yeah, we're going to continue with the another one I would like to add. They have problems in terms of sleeping. Okay, yes. They have problems in terms of sleeping. So kanang mga bata nga naay inana nga mga cases, naa sila problema sa pagkatulog. Ang uban dili makatulog kung dili sila usay ang uban paimnon og tambal para makatulog. Then kung dili sila katulog, ang uban na mag-wild. Okay? All right. So we have now the next reporter will be Ma'am Joycel. You're raising your hand.
Ako na mag-report, Doc?
Okay, let me check first. We have yes po ma'am. Ma'am Joycel. Ikaw
Okay,
naman.
Doc.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much, Sir Joseph.
Ma'am
Thank you,
Irene.
Doc.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so biological and physical development are fundamental aspects of human growth that are shaped by a wide variety of factors. And understanding these factors is very critical for us parents as well educators who seek to promote a healthy development in our children and adolescents. So in this presentation, I will discuss the key factors that impact biological and physical development, including the internal factors, which is the genetics and nutrition, and the external factors such as environment and the culture. And by examining each of these factors in detail, we will be able to gain a deeper understanding of the complex interplay that shapes human development from birth to adulthood. So, my topic is about the factors affecting biological and physical development. So, next, ma'am. So the first internal factors is the genetics. So as we all know that genetics is refers to the study of genes and how they are passed down from one generation to generation. So genes are the units of heredity. So that is responsible for physical and behavioral traits that are passed down from parents to their children. So in terms of physical development, genetics can influence a wide range of traits such as height, weight, body type, facial features, hair, and eye color. So genetics ang nagaka-influence ana nga mga butang. So some traits are largely determined by genetics. So while others are influenced by a combination of genetic and environmental factors, for example, so a person's height is largely influenced by genetics, while their weight may be influenced by both genetics and environmental factors such as diet and exercise. So genetics can also influence biological development, such as development of the brain and the nervous system, the immune system, and other vital organs. So some genetic disorder can affect the development of this system and cause developmental delays or other health problems. Mao na siya ang itawag na genetic mutations. So genetic mutations can lead to developmental disorders such as Down syndrome and or cystic fibrosis ug katong mga gipang mention ni Sir a while ago. So next. Next, ma'am. Please go next. So other internal factors is the nutrition. So nutrition refers to the process of obtaining and utilizing food to provide the necessary nutrients for growth, development, and the maintenance of the body. So proper nutrition is essential for healthy physical development because it provides the body with the energy and nutrients needed for growth and development. So nutrients such as carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals are necessary for the body to function properly and to support healthy growth and development. So for example, as we all know that calcium is very important for children and adolescent for building their strong bones, while iron is needed for the production of red blood cells. So it's important to note that during the early childhood, proper nutrition is particularly important as this is the time for their rapid physical growth and development. So, a lack of proper nutrition during this time can lead to developmental delays, stunted growth, and an increase of certain health problems later in life. So, on the other hand, overconsumption of certain types of nutrients, such as fat and sugar, can lead to unhealthy weight gain and increase the risk of chronic diseases such as obesity, type 2 diabetes, and heart diseases. So, sobra and kulang is bad yun sa atong body. So, nutrition can also plays a critical role in biological development, particularly in the development of the brain and the nervous system. So, adequate nutrition during early childhood has been shown to improve cognitive development and academic achievement later in life. So, on the other hand, malnutrition during this time can lead to irreversible cognitive impairments and long term negative impacts on the brain function. It is important to note that access to proper nutrition can be challenged for many individuals and community. Samot na sa mga low income nga mga family or areas and developing country because having proper nutrition is very expensive yun. So inadequate access to nutritious food can lead to malnutrition and negative impacts on the physical and the biological development of a child. So overall, no, nutrition is a critical factor good that affects both a physical and a biological development. So proper nutrition is very necessary for healthy growth and development, while inadequate nutrition can lead to developmental delays. So access to proper nutrition is a global challenge that requires attention and actions to ensure that individuals and communities have access to the nutrients they needed for the healthy development. So next. So the next factors is the external factors. So I will discuss the last two external factors of biological and physical development. So in terms of environment, there are two underlying factors, the physical environment and the social environment. So environment refers to the surroundings in which an individual lives and includes factors such as air, water quality, access to healthcare, housing conditions, and exposure to environmental toxins and pollutants. So, in physical environment, physical environment can have a significant impact on the physical development. So exposure to environmental toxins and pollutants can lead to a range of health problems, including respiratory and cardiovascular diseases, such as like cancer and developmental delays. So, for example, exposure to lead. So, exposure to lead in the environment has been linked to decreased cognitive function and behavioral problems in children. So, other is the healthcare. So, access to healthcare is also an important environmental factors that affects physical development because individuals who live in areas with limited access to healthcare may have difficulty accessing necessary medical care, which can lead to untreated illnesses, delayed diagnosis, and increased health risk. So the other underlying factors in the environment is the social environment. So the social environment is also an important factor that affects both physical and biological development. So social factors, what are these? So social factors like poverty, violence, and discrimination. This can lead to stress, anxiety, and negative health outcomes. So exposure to chronic stressors can lead to dysregulation of biological processes, including the immune system, which can have negative impact on the physical health. So the social environment can also impact biological development through its effects on the early childhood experiences. So early childhood experiences, including exposure to positive and negative social environments, can shape the development of the brain and the nervous system with long-lasting impacts on cognitive and emotional functioning. So it is important to note that the environment can have both positive and negative impacts on the physical and biological development of a child. And access to clean air and water, safe housing condition, and social support can have a positive impacts on the health outcomes and development. So next. So lastly is the uh, last I mean external factors is the culture. So culture refers to the beliefs, values, customs, and practices shared by a particular group of people. So culture can influence many aspects of an individual lives. So this includes their diet, physical activity, healthcare practices, and exposure to environmental toxins and pollutants. So dietary practices are important cultural factors that can impact physical development. So, as you notice, those Japanese people sa ilang culture, they love to they eat kanang healthy foods. That is why their lifespan is longer than sa uban because they eat kanang mga healthy foods. So, for example, certain culture may have a specific dietary restrictions or preferences that can affect the intake of necessary nutrients. So it other cultural practices also can affect physical activity levels, which can impact physical development. So there are some cultures nga they place higher value on physical activity or encourage participation in specific types of physical activity. So for example, many indigenous culture, mga indigenous people, they prioritize outdoor physical activities and traditional games, so which can promote physical and development and overall health. So other is healthcare practices. So healthcare practices can also be influenced by culture and can impact physical development. So there are certain culture may have traditional healing practices that differ from Western medicine, so which can impact access to appropriate medical care and health outcomes. So additionally, cultural beliefs around illnesses and healthcare may impact the use of preventive care such as vaccinations, which can have significant impact on the physical health outcomes. So overall, cultural factors can also affect biological development. So for example, the cultural practices related to parenting and caregiving can impact early childhood experiences and shape the development of the brain and the nervous system. So cultural practices related to stress management, such as meditation or mindfulness practices, can also impact the development and other biological systems that regulate stress. So in conclusion, these factors that I have discussed affect the biological and physical development are numerous and complex. So from genetics, nutrition, environment, and culture, they all play critical roles in shaping human growth and development from the moment of conception to adulthood. And by understanding how these factors interact with each other, we can promote a healthy development in children and adolescents and ultimately help them reach their full potential. So it is our responsibility as educators and parents to ensure that we are providing the best possible environment for healthy development. And by continuing to learn more about these factors that affects biological and physical development, we can make a positive impact on the lives of the future generations. So that would be all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ma'am Joycel. Can you please upload your presentation into our Google Stream?
Okay, Doc.
Kamunduhan ni Sir Joseph. Thank you, Ma'am Joycel.
Okay, Doc.
Okay, I will give you a chance, Ma'am Joycel, to ask questions, 2 questions to your classmates. Thank you.
So my first question is for Ma'am Irene Hiraga. Hi, Ma'am. Naka, Ma'am? So my first question is, what are some examples of environmental factors that can affect physical and biological development? Ma'am Irene?
Hello, ay, ma'am.
Mm.
Ay, sa question gani, ma'am?
So what are some examples of environmental factors that can affect physical and biological development?
Environmental factors affect the environment is such as exposure to toxins, pollution, and other harmful substances develop delays and health problems.
Thank you, Ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, next. Please ask questions, Ma'am.
So my other question is, how do parenting practices influence physical and biological development? Sir Joseph? Ma'am ko na lang, Ma'am Charlene.
Ma'am?
Ma'am, my question is, how do parenting practices influence physical and biological development? Mga parenting practices that can influence physical and biological development.
Para sa ako, ma'am, the parenting is ano siya sa maka-effective siya, ma'am, the way kung unsa magkuan ang parents, ma'am, ba kung maayo ang pag-atiman sa iyaha, kumbaga ang pag-growth pud sa bata is kuan po siya maayo pud iyahang physical o ato pud ang mental health po. Kung like for example, kung ang parents kay kan pasagdaayan lang yang anak, nagyo tendency na iya pong anak na malnutrition, kanang sorry ma'am. Basta kung dili gyud maayo ang pagtrato sa parents, mo pod ang kuan pod pagdako pod sa iyang anak, di pod healthy, dili pod siya kuan pod physical fitness pod.
Thank you,
Madaat
ma'am.
ka,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. All right. I will ask questions, no? So, let me call Ma'am Rona. Ma'am Rona Jane. Hello, Ma'am Rona Jane. Can you
So
please
my
ask questions to Ma'am Joycel? Thank you.
so my question is how important nutrition in our body kanang in order to kanang physically fit bitaw. So how important nutrition is.
Again, ma'am, sorry.
Kuan ma'am kanang how important nutrition in our body bitaw ma'am in order to get kanang physically fit gyud ta. So how important nutrition?
So, nutrition is essential for the proper functioning and maintenance of our human body because it gives us the energy that we need. It also prevent us from diseases and it makes our immune system function very well. That would be all.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you,
you ma'am.
ma'am. Next, we have let me call Sir Marvin. Sir Marvin. Wala si Sir Marvin. Ma'am May Marie.
Yes, Doc.
Go ahead, Ma'am May Marie.
Ma'am. Good
Yes,
morning,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Good morning,
So
ma'am.
ma'am, my question for you, ma'am, is aside from the factors that you mentioned a while ago, can a socioeconomic status can also be a factor that can affect the biological and physical development of an individual? Again, ma'am, aside from the factors that you mentioned a while ago, can a socioeconomic status also be a factor that can affect the biological and physical development of an individual, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. That would be mabutang na siya sa external factor. Pwede na siya ibutang sa kanang culture because I know
Social.
socioeconomic, yeah,
Yes, ma'am,
because
socioeconomic status, ma'am. Such
yes,
as the income and
yeah,
access to healthcare, ma'am.
So socioeconomic factors can be one of the factors affecting biological and physical development of a child because um unso ang naamagod sa socioeconomic factors is kanang poverty, right? So poverty can affect because if ang parents is doesn't have the uh, what do you call this, the proper income to support their children's kanang nutrition, it can affect their overall physical development.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ma'am May Marie. How
Thank you, Doc.
about Ma'am Michelle? Ma'am Michelle Digia. Ma'am Michelle? Sir Michael? Sir Michael John?
Yes, sir. Wait lang, sir. Okay,
Yes,
pakita
sir. Go
akong
ahead.
report. Kaya dili ko prepared, pero ready naman ang report.
Okay, sir. Can you ask questions to the reporter? What have you understand?
I question the sir.
Yes, sir.
Regarding sa naghisgot naman ta sa parenting and sa growth, ah, nagtuo baka na effect ang gatas o ang breast milk, kanang powdered milk or breast milk sa growth ng isa ka baby.
Dito sir ha. Powdered milk ba? Apil-apil. So, I believe that kanang breast milk is the best akan is the best uh food for the babies. So, powder milk is a formula that is formulated to meet the nutritional needs of the babies who are not breastfeed. So basically, breastfeed is more, I think, is more healthier than the powdered milk.
Thank you very much, sir. Excellent question. Next, we have Ma'am Charlene. Can you ask questions? Can you please ask questions, Ma'am Charlene?
Sorry, sir. Okay lang sila. How does the biological factors affect cognitive development? Hello? Klaro ko, ma'am?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ma'am?
Mm.
True na ko, mama. How does biological factor affect cognitive development?
Biological factor. So as I have mentioned, there are four factors that I have mentioned uh, from the genetics to nutrition to environment to culture. So these all four factors have a all have a kind of effects on the biological development of a children. For example, in genetics, so it has a kanang in terms of biological factors, it influence a lot a wide range of traits such as the height, weight, body, physical features, hair, and eye color. And in nutrition, so it affects biological development because lack of proper nutrition can lead to developmental delays, stunted growth, and increased risk of certain health problems later in life. In environmental factors pod, so it affects biological development because having a good physical and social environment can have a positive impact to a child. And lastly, in culture, a culture can influence many aspects of the biological individual lives of a person, from their diet, physical activity, healthcare practices, exposure to environmental toxins and pollutants. It also have a effect to which effect affected the biological development of a child. Natubag naman.
Okay,
Thank
ma'am.
you
Thank you
very
so much.
much, Charlene.
Ma'am.
Okay, the reporter, Ma'am Joycel, mentioned about the presence or the continuous using of lead products. So can you give me example of lead products that you've been using in your home nga inyong nadumduman na mga product or materials or equipment or things that you have been using in your home or in your house? source of lead?
TV, Doc.
Yes, that's correct. Sa pagyod. That's correct, Ma'am Maggie. Sa mga babae, kanang gagamito ninyo yung kuan. Papula sa inyong lips.
Lipsticks.
True, lipstick. Mamay Marie.
LED light, Doc.
Oh, naana siya yung lead. Sir Joseph.
Cellphones.
Sir Jacinto Joseph.
Nakamute ka, sir.
We cannot hear you, sir.
Sir
We
Joseph,
cannot hear you,
nakamute ka,
Sir
sir.
Joseph.
We cannot hear you.
You're not in mute, but we cannot hear you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Joseph. Okay, another example. Any material that has presence of lead. The ceramic tiles. Ay inyong mga tiles without, it has a presence of lead. So dapat mag-careful mo, no?
Thermometer, sir.
Thermometer. Oh, that's for mercury. It has presence of mercury. Oh, delikado gina, labi na ka ng mga battery, cellphone, sasakyanan, sa motor. How about kanang every time we will celebrate the All Souls Day, o kanang mga tuta sa minteryo, di ba? We always look at the candle wick. Kanang candle wick ba kanang cotton nga atong dakutan. It has a presence of lead. So dapat magstay away mo na kanang mga upos nga mga kandila o kanang candle wick bitaw kanang cotton. It has a presence of lead. Makadaot na para sa mga burus. Ayaw yun. So you have to be careful. Thank you very much. Bullets. Yes po. It has a combination of lots of chemicals. Mga bala. Nabahilig sa inyo mga mag-firing nire? Shooting? Si Ma'am Elena. Yes, go ahead, Ma'am. You want to share?
Kuan lang sir kanang kas-aray noon may naka-firing. Kuan gyud siya kanang ang kuan sa bullets kay napag yung mga nabilin nga mga kuan bitaw. Kanang mura bitaw siya mga abo-abo sir. Then kusog pud siya makasunog ang iyang kuan sa bala kay kanang kanang tungod sa init nga kuan sir. Tungod sa iyang kainit.
Kainit. That's true, that's true. So pila na karon ang bayad, ma'am, sa kada bala, ma'am? Depende sa...
Kung nakay kuan sir, nakatong sudlanan bitaw kay murag 15. Kung pa-refill lang sir.
Refill. Pero kung wala sudlanan, wala kay
Murag
cartridge,
mga 20 kapin.
20 times 20 kapin. Okay. That's true. Okay. So, pwede ka na kung dibumba, di ba? Kanang nakadumdum ba mo kanang manghunting mo before sa imong parent o sa inyo diha ka panghunting mo o ito sa presence of lead kanang magpabuto mo. So, ma-inhale nimo na siya. So, ito sa presence of lead. So, mag-careful mo ana ha. Labi na kung mga buros. Sa pagyod, mga battery sa cellphone. So, most likely ang uban sa inyo magtuo nga nailid ka ng sa elementary pa mo kanang inyo bitang paakon ang inyong lapis or inyo ang inyo dayo kanang ballpen di ba paakon ninyo na ganahan mo paak sa inyong lapis. So kana siya dili siya lead but it's a combination of clay and graphite. So old Englishmen think that it is a lead. So wala na siya lead. So be careful lang yapon mga chemicals sa inyong take. Ningon si Sir, depende no kung balara sa gun store 12mm kay 250 to 300 ang box. Okay, Sir David. Napa magyapon di sa Alagar, sir, ang shooting range o nabalhin na? Sir David.
Murag nasa Alagar, sir.
Napagyapon, sir.
Oh, very nice.
Napo din is Claveria.
Oh, very nice. Nasa di Claveria. Okay, very nice. Very nice.
Napod sa Patag.
Naari ako. Maayo. Sabi ni mo, nindot mo na siya na pastime. Parang to learn new things. Dili kay mun kag kuan. That's at least you know new things once in a while. Maka-learn po ka og may bag-o. Mga maayo man ang mga kuan, mga kanang imong accuracy, coordination, and how to control your emotion. Then understanding first the purpose of life. Di ba, Sir David? From Elena. Nindot siya. Next reporter, after ni Ma'am Joycel, we have Ma'am Karen.
Hi, sir.
Go ahead, Ma'am Karen.
Okay, sir.
Please do not forget to upload this sa inyong mga report dito sa atong stream para ang uban makakuha og information or data. Thank you.
Hello, makita ang slides.
Ma'am.
Yes, Car.
Okay, so my topic is all about the theory of developmental milestone by Arnold Giselle. So the contents are to know Arnold Giselle, to feature the theory of American psychologists, to meet the different developmental milestone. So in this picture, this is just Arnold Giselle who studied the child development, and I'm gonna start with a brief introductory of Giselle's quote. The child's nervous system matures by the stage and natural sequences. He sits before he stands, he babbles before he talks, he fabricates before he tells the truth, he draws a circle before he draws a square, he is dependent on others before he achieves dependence on self. All his capacities, including his moral, are subject to the law of growth. So in this picture, this is where Giselle studied the growth of the child. So he used the motion picture camera, and it is a groundbreaking because he discovered in his year, it is so revolutionary kayo para sa ilaha in 20th century. So he could also play back and forth movies, and then more than 12,000 children he studied and documented their infants and young children. In 1939 to 1947, almost millions of children he studied there in that studium. So Arnold Lucius Giselle is American clinical psychologist, a pediatrician, professor at Yale University, born in June 21st in 1880 in Alma, Wisconsin, United States. Died in May 29, 1961 in New Haven, Connecticut, United States. Um, he studied at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, and then he received his doctorate in 1906 at Clark University, Westchester, Massachusetts. Then he received the Doctor of Medicine at Yale University in 1925. And then he used his passion, the child development. So what is maturational theory? Maturation is a process by which we change, growth, and develop throughout life. So maturational theory, it focuses on the physical and mental development of the children. So the Giselle's maturation theory, the child's growth or development is influenced by two major forces. First is child is a product of his or her environment. But more fundamentally, Giselle's believe the child's development is direct from within by action of the genes. So there are two major forces, the environment and mas kuan siya, fundamental siya through by genes by the parents. The best thing a parents can do is be sensitive patient since they cannot affect development and only offer guidance. So it's more some Giselle's like leave the child alone. They can take care of themselves. So mura siya og guide lang dito sa ilaha para dili sila ma-harm sa surrounding nila. Maturational theory states that while a child's social and cultural environment also play a role in their environment, these socializing forces are most effective when they are harmonious with the inner maturation now timetable. So, what is developmental milestone? So, we can see children reach milestone every day. Developmental milestone are things most children can do by a certain age. Skills such as taking first step, smile for the first time, and waving bye-bye are called developmental milestone. Children reach milestone in how they play, learn, speak, and act and move. So Giselle's research uh, uh, established normative trends for four areas of growth and development, namely motor, adaptive, or cognitive, language, social, personal social behavior, or Genita published as the Cell Development Schedule in 1925. So the first is motor. So this domain is how children use their bodies. It includes many milestone parents excited wait for. So the first pictures show na take few steps on his own, so movement. Then catches a large ball most of the time. Then eats with a spoon. Then the next is adaptive or cognitive. This domain is about how children learn new things or solve problems. It includes how children explore their environment to figure it out, whether or looking at the world around them, putting object in their mouth or dropping something to watch it fall. This domain includes academic skills like counting and learning letters and numbers. So the first is reaches a to grab a toy she wants. So the, nakakuan siya sa iyahang pangutok. So the next is bangs two things together, and then the last is slap two at least two small object like blocks. Language or communication. This domain is about how children express their needs and share what they are thinking, as well as understand what they what is said to them. So the say waves bye-bye or say hi, that's communication. Points to ask for something or to get help. Then names things in a book with, and when you point and ask what is that. Then last is personal social behavior. This domain is about how children uh, uh, interact with others and show emotion. So counts down when spoken or to or pick up. Then look a few page in the book with you with your parents, and then comforts other who are hurt or sad, like hugging a crying friend. So this is my reference, and I will give kanang video recap kang Arnold Giselle how he studied for the child development. So please kanang ready lang mo kay naay something nga makakurat ang video. Okay. Sa una pa man gyud siya. Share this time. Nana siya? Makita ninyo?
Kita ang
Yes,
video,
ma'am.
ma'am.
What's up, everybody? Dirty Medicine here. What if I told you that I could teach you the developmental milestones in under 5 minutes? Would you believe me, or would you insist no? So with all of these milestones, you need to know what's happening at 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, 9 months, and 12 months. All right, so we'll start with language. At 2 months old, babies can coo. At 4 months old, they can laugh. At 6 months old, they babble. At 9 months old, they can say mama or dada. And when they're 1 year old, they know at least one word. So this is really easy to remember because for language, you just look at the number of letters in each of these milestones. So at 2 months old, they coo, C-O, that's got 2 letters. At 4 months old, they laugh, they say ha-ha, that's got 4 letters. At 6 months old, they babble, babble has 6 letters. At 9 months old, they can say mommy, dada, that's got a total of 9 letters. And when they're 1 year old, they can say 1 or more words. Done. Gross motor. At 2 months old, they can raise their head. At 4 months old, they can roll over. At 6 months old, they can sit up. At 9 months old, they can crawl. And at 12 months old, they can walk. Now, the way that we're going to memorize this is with a Dirty Medicine song. Now, it's been a very long time since I've sung a song for you guys, and I would like to apologize for my absolutely terrible, awful, disgusting voice. But to the tune of Happy Birthday, here we go. 2 months old, raise your head. 4 months old, roll over, Fred. 6 months sit up, 9 months crawl, 12 months walk, and that's all. How easy is that? Let's sing it one more time just to really get it into your memory. 2 months old, raise your head. 4 months old, roll over, Fred. 6 months sit up, 9 months crawl, 12 months walk, and that's all. Done. Social. At 2 months old, they can twinkle, which means to smile. At 4 months old, they can focus on which direction sound is coming from, so they orient to sound. At 6 months old, they have stranger anxiety. At 9 months old, they respond to their name. And at 12 months old, they respond to commands. So this is really easy to remember because you look at the first letter in each of these milestones. So at 2 months, they twinkle. At 4 months, they focus. At 6 months, stranger. At 9 months, name. And at 12 months, they can be told commands. Now, I don't have a great mnemonic to remember the fine motor skills, but this is 75% of what you need to know. And I've just taught you that in under 5 minutes. So come back to this video, watch it a couple times. This is probably good enough. Hope you didn't mind my awful voice. Good luck. Keep up the good work.
In the period between Pearl Harbor and VJ Day, wartime marriages and full-time incomes were responsible for a bumper crop of more than 10 million babies. Almost 3 million more than these years might normally have been expected to produce. For some time to come, that most demanding and baffling of all age groups, the 1 to 5-year-olds, will inevitably claim a greatly increased share of the nation's time, attention, and money. Most American parents are thoroughly impressed with the importance of regular care as insurance for their children's health. Frequent checkups on physical growth and development by parents as well as by pediatricians are an established part of the routine of most properly cared for babies. But that the child's mind and personality also need regular checking is an idea still dramatically new to most parents. It is this idea which underlies Yale University's Clinic of Child Development, pioneer and leader in the new science of infant behavior. Here, for 35 years, a group of child specialists have been diligently at work charting the behavior patterns of children from every kind of environment in order to establish some standard of development to serve as a yardstick by which parents, teachers, and doctors may better understand the child's mental growth. After years of cooperative research and experimentation, the various progressive stages of mental growth, 34 in all in the normal child, have been identified by Dr. Arnold Cassell, founder and head of the clinic.
Mind manifests itself in patterns of behavior which take on characteristic shapes throughout infancy and childhood. We have identified the behavior patterns which may be used as standards of reference in the clinical diagnosis of child development. When you observe the work of this clinic, you will see how these diagnostic standards are applied.
For their studies, Dr. Cassell and his staff have devised a one-way vision dome which conceals from the child those who are watching him. Cassell's findings, carefully documented in pictures and in written records, reveal that in the growth of their minds and physical skills, most normal children follow a startlingly similar pattern of development. Tests of the 4-week-old infant show that he has little physical control. His hands remain clenched, and he grasps objects only by reflex action. He has not yet achieved much coordination of head and eye movements. He can fix his eyes on a moving object, but he has not yet learned how to turn his head from the side position, which is natural at this age. His exploration of the world around him begins with his eyes. Later it will continue with eyes and hands. At 4 months, the baby can turn his head from side to side and hold it in mid position. He can also consciously bring his hands together, a thing which would have been impossible for him at 4 weeks. At this age, the normal child is barely beginning to coordinate his eyes and hands. He fixes his eyes on objects presented to him, but he makes no move to pick them up. Well, this simple action involves a more complex mental process than he is yet capable of. But the child of 6 months, Dr. Cassell finds, has progressed far enough in coordination to be capable of grasping directly on sight. His grasp is still crude, but he can transfer objects from one hand to the other. His mouth is fully as important as his hands in investigating sizes, shapes, and textures. At 6 months, his vision has so progressed that he can focus his eyes on a sugar pellet. But picking it up is another matter. Even when the baby doesn't get the pellet, he benefits by the efforts he has made. At 9 months, the infant's dexterity has greatly increased. And now he can pay attention to more than one object at a time. He brings blocks together, or drops one, to pick up another. His behavior pattern is becoming more advanced. He is growing aware of the world around him, as well as of those things immediately at hand. The sugar pellet problem, which was too difficult for the 6-month child, is simple for the child of 9 months. Making efficient use of thumb and forefinger, he picks the pellet up promptly. At 1 year, the child is beginning to feel out shapes and contours, but he is still too young to grasp the fact that the bottle has depth, or to think of putting the pellet inside the bottle, as he will be doing in a few months. Every child's equipment for learning includes a learning curiosity and a constantly growing ability to profit from experience. Because the one-year-old child has not yet acquired a full sense of his own physical self, a mirror proves to be a complicated problem. But the ball in the mirror is only a reflection is a difficult idea for him to grasp. How to Dr. Cazel's simple test has come a yardstick which doctors may use to help those parents who are worried of the apparent backwardness of their children. Now doctors can determine whether the child's behavior is, in fact, backward, or merely the normal inability of his age. The child of 2 who persists in putting a round peg in a square hole, for example, is not necessarily lacking in intelligence. Tests show that the normal child of 2 can fit a block into its right space under simple conditions. However, at this age, he is easily baffled by so slight a complication as reversing the test board. By the age of 3, the child is far quicker and more sure of herself in recognizing differences in form. When the board is reversed, the 3-year-old is not confused. Her mind is equal to the problem, and she takes childish delight in her success. At this age, the child is also capable of solving simple construction problems.
So kato siya, example to siya sa cognitive. So that would be all, Doc. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Karen. Okay, thank you for giving us the reference. I truly appreciated that one. So I will call, okay, I will give you freedom to ask questions to your classmates. Two questions. Please go ahead, Ma'am Karen.
So I'm gonna call Ma'am Madeline, Ma'am Irish, and Ma'am Audrey kanang ilaha. Kaya akong anak karon is 2 years old. So ay ko reference sa inyong growth sa inyong babies nga karon nga pila na ilang edad. So start tayo Ma'am Madeline tapos Irish Ma'am Audrey. So
Hello, good morning everyone. Hello, Ma'am Karen. What was the question again?
ang growth sa inyo, give me one example nga inyong na-develop sa inyong child sa 2 years old sila.
2 years old. So comparing the two, I have a son and a daughter. And the development between the two, a boy and a girl, is somewhat different because by the age of before 2 lugar, akong anak nga lalaki, he started to walk by age of 1 year, almost 13 months, while my daughter starts to walk at 11 months. By 2 years old, probably they can talk straight, they can walk straight, they can eat alone, and can simply follow instructions. That would be all, Ma'am Karen.
Thank you, ma'am. So, Ma'am Irish, please give.
My son is now 10 years old, but as I remember when he was 2 years old, uh, he started to talk short sentences, and he started to, with regards to cognitive, he started to learn addition, basic like 1 plus 1, 2 plus 2. And then when it comes to social, uh, dili na siya ulawon. He started to interact with other and play with other kids. And when it comes to physical, he can walk, he can run, but not as fast. He learns how to hold a pen uh, and simply played like dice or puzzles. That's his improvement when he was 2 years old.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. And Ma'am Audrey.
Hello, good morning. My son is already 9 years old. So, as I remember, during he's 2 years old, he can already sing ABCD, and then he can also what's this um kaya na niya magtudlo og mga things or what he wants. If he wants to drink milk or if he wants to drink water, he can already talk that we want water, water or milk. And then he can also play with his cousins, but more on toy cars only. So that's all car.
Yes, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Okay, how about Ma'am Dawn? Can you ask questions to Ma'am Karen? Ma'am Karen and Sir Giselle. Yeah, we will go first with. Okay, Sir Giselle, go first. Thank you, sir.
Hi, Ma'am Karen. Good morning.
Hello, sir.
Ma'am, based, ma'am, on my observation, and mostly there are always delayed with regards to speech, sa development sa boy compared sa mga babae. What do you think are the reasons behind that, ma'am?
So, kana siya, sir. Akong baby is 2 years old. Bago lang siya nag 2 years old. So, na siya delay. Dili pareha sa ilaha, Ma'am Audrey, Ma'am Maddie, o Ma'am Irish. Na siya delay sa, boy man akong baby. So, kanang na siya delay through communication. Yahang communication karon is mama lang siya. Bago lang gid siya nag-start sa kuha og mama, pero sa uban ras dili pa gid siya. So, naagi delay. Normal na siya ang delay sa lalaki compare sa babae. So that would be all, sir.
Thank you, Sir Giselle. Ma'am Karen.
Yes, sir.
We have
Thank you,
Sir
sir.
Marvin. Sir Marvin, are you satisfied, Sir Giselle?
Good morning, everyone. Can I have questions, sir?
Uh,
To the report?
Actually, sir, hindi ko kabalo, sir, what's the reason behind, sir. Nga, mostly, sir, maingon man gud sila nga, okay, lalaki magwina sa. So, is there's a study why there's a delay sa mga lalaki compared sa mga babae?
Okay, Sir Marvin, you want to add or can you give your input? Before I will give mine.
Uh, no, sir. I just have a question to the reporter, Doc.
Okay. So go ahead. I will answer your question, Giselle, in a due time. Go ahead, Sir Marvin.
Ma'am reporter, good morning, ma'am. You mentioned a while ago that child growth or development is influenced by two major forces. Can you give, ma'am, at least one of those examples and then insight your own idea within it?
Basi napindutan lang siguro, Dok.
Uh, hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
We can hear you,
Okay.
sir.
Sorry. Wala, medyo ko ng signal. But, ma'am, my question sa reporter is, she mentioned about the child growth or development is influenced by two major forces. Forces. Give at least one, ma'am, then give your insight about that. Hello? Hello?
Ma'am Karen, you can go ahead.
Yes, sir. Is a question, sir? Di na ko madunggan.
Ma'am Car, Recently, you mentioned about the child growth or development is
Wala ko
influenced by two
madunggan,
major
sir.
forces. Can you give at least one example of that and give your insight about that? Mhm.
Nawala si Ma'am Karen.
Hello, sir. Wala ko dadunggan niya, sir, Marvin, nga question.
Ah, okay, okay, ma'am. Nadunggan ako, ma'am.
Okay na.
Okay. Recently, ma'am, you mentioned about the child growth or development is influenced by two major forces. Can you give, ma'am, at least one example of it and give your insight?
So, sa two major forces, naman to'y duha. So, the first is environment and then um, in the genes. So sa environment by sa lamuha sa mga tao nga kanang makita bitaw nila ma-learn nila ang unsay na silang surrounding. And then sa by genes kanang by genes sa parents gid siya gikan not in sa silingan inana. So
Mm.
ina
Okay
siya.
na, ma'am. Salamat kay ma'am.
Thank you.
Mm. Okay na, Doc.
Thank you, Sir Marvin. Someone is raising her hand. Isa ganito, si Ma'am. Can you please raise your hand? Wala na akong mabantay dyan niya. Okay, how about Ma'am Irish? Do you have any questions to Ma'am Karen?
None so far, Doc.
Okay, I will be the one to ask questions, no? So, Ma'am Karen mentioned about uh, the possibility of ito bitang sa maturation.
Maturation.
She mentioned about the child's growth or development, in which from the first 12 months is very important. So the child was part or can be absorb more fundamental reactions coming from his or her environment. So kung ang iyang mama, that is why kung ikaw ginikanan, if you are looking for yaya or a nanny, dapat ang imong piliun nga nanny katong kabalo mo istorya. Ayaw tong dili bitaw nga istoryaha bitaw nga imong nanny tungod kay barato ra siya, atong naa siya ay speech impairment katong bitong dili ka istorya og tarong na mga nguho. Ayaw kay luoy ang imong bata from the start, ay pa nag-develop ang iyang foundation sa speaking na dili pa gyud accurate ang imong gikuha nga yaya. So, ma-alter ang iyang speech language ability. So, dapat imo gyud na siyang i-develop. Importante kayo na siya. Dapat ang imong bata, imong anak, o imong isuon, imong istoryahon. He must learn how to speak. Mao bitong pagpanganak ninyo, bitaw nakadumdum mo, Ma'am Karen. Pagpanganak, di ba ang bata, pagpanganak, pahilakon mo gina sa doktor.
Yes, po.
Nganong kinahanglan mo gina pahilakon ang bata? Anybody?
To check do kung okay ba iyahang lungs, ang pag-agi sa hangin, ang breath pag ginhawa niya.
That's partly correct. Thank you, Ma'am Crizel. Thank you very much. Sa pag yun, how about Ma'am Irene? Ma'am Irene Hiraga. Why is it the doctor requires the child or the new birth of a child nga muhilak yun sila? Why? Ma'am May Marie?
Sa akong neighbor at ay,
Go ahead, go ahead.
sige, sir.
Yes, go ahead, Ma'am Marie. Ikaw na
So,
sunod, Ma'am Irene. Go ahead, Ma'am May Marie, Ma'am Irene na yan.
Okay, Doc. So,
Um, sa akong knowledge about ana Dok, no, since naa naman ko'y bata, kuan siya Dok, need after mogawas sa bata gikan sa ilang mama 'no, kinahanglan gyud siya muhilak Dok, kay para nga kanang maka-absorb sila og oxygen sa ilang body. Mao akong knowledge about ana Dok.
That's correct. That's correct. Thank you very much, Ma'am May. Ma'am May. Ma'am Irene? Ma'am Irene.
Ay, sir, akong idea lang ana is kanang newborn nga baby dapat mohilak is to check is if kanang ga-function ba ilang heartbeat, normal ba ilang mga heartbeat. Mao lang ako idea, sir.
Okay, perfect. All of your answers are correct. Si Ma'am May, si Ma'am Irene. So, tanan inyong mga question, no? Perfect yun to siya. So, the reason nga nung muhilak yun ang bata, kanang gitawag nilang Apgar test para ma-measure ang tanan reflexes sa bata. So, reflexes, ang iyang pag, dapat muhilak siya. Dapat open ang iyang airways. Sakto tong gingon ni ma'am. Ang iyang airways muhilak gyud siya aron ma-circulate ang iyang blood, ang iyang heart, maka-oxygen siya, maka-inhale siya oxygen para ang iyang lungs mag-function. Dapat kinahanglan po na siya kanang di ba dapion na doktor para ma-check kung ang bata naabay feeling of sensation. Kasi ang bata dili siya ka-feel, no? Dapat i-measure man na ang iyang height ug ang iyang body unsa kadako iyang ulo. Yes, Ma'am May Marie Pancho?
Yes Dok, nalang ko'y insert kamay sa imong kuan Dok, kanang about bata nga dili mo hila kung kanang dapion sa doktor 'no, kung bag-ong anak kanang same sa case sa akong tulo ka igsuon Dok, na ako'y tulo ka igsuon nga ano sila, special sila pero tuwa na sila karon kay gikuha na sila sa Ginoo 'no. Kuan sa Dok, kanang bisag unsaon sila o kanang kanang pitikon lang ti dili gid sila mohilak Dok. Kanang pila ka days ana Dok, tan-aw nimo ang bata normal lang sila. Pero mo lagi Dok bisag unsaon og kuan sa doktor di siya mahilak. Kanang kuan di ay to, na day sila kanang complications, ano day sila kanang ang ilahang dili kay ko certain kung unsa to nga specific nga sakit, but kuan siya Dok, kung mag-grow ilang brain, di ba mo while gadako man natong brain sad, gadako ilang brain but ang ilang kanang function, ang ilang skull dili ga function, dili gadako, which is while gaka taas ilang edad gaka suffocate ilang brain, so mo nay causes po na nawala sila sa kalibutan.
That's correct. That's correct, Ma'am May Marie, no? So dapat accurate yun ang head circumference. Dapat dili dako, nakadumdum ko nga naidako kay ulo nga bata hydrocephalus. So dili ka daw ang bata siyang ulo. So dapat gunitan pa sa mama. Dapat operahan na siya. E kung dili na operahan, bugat kayo. Buhay kayong bata. So dili siya nadaog siya, dili proper ay ang motor coordination. Yang reflexes dapat kung gunitan kuan siya kanang ma-feel niya nga naa siya sensation, muhilak siya, di ba? Dayon dapat ang iyang head para kadako dapat complete walay physical deformity sa body. So dapat importante na siya. So damo tana ka sa doktor kanang panganak nimo o sa imong igsuon diha. Dok, unsa man ang score sa Apgar test sa akong anak, importante na siya. Para may balaan nimo kung naabay problema imong anak. Right? Magpanganak yun nimo, may balaan nila nga naay problema na siya. Kung dili mo hilak ng bata, meaning ga-blue siya. So dili maka-exercise ang oxygen. Mag-blue na ang bata mo nang naisakit sa heart. Hindi man maka-supply oxygen. Ang iyang blood di man maka-circulate. So nag-clog, mura ba na siya gagamit ito kag sprayer, power spray. So kung naay murag nakasungsung diha, dili gina mo gawas ang tubig. Mo na siya hinungdan. Dapat mo gawas gyud ang tubig, continuous flow gyud. Luoy pod napoy situation nga ang bata ga bleeding, no? Pag panganak na ay kanang kuan ka na grabe ka ang panit, grabe ka kuan kanimo halos magisi. So, dapat kuan gyud na aware gyud ka ana. Dapat mature gyud ang bata pagkatao. Kung dili mature, ma-premature siya, so he needs to be in the incubator, to be placed inside the incubator. So luoy kayo. So kung premature ang bata, mag-suspect na ka nga pang kaning bata gini na gini siya possibly, no? Possibly na ay another problem in terms sa iyang health, iyang mental, sa emotional, so naa gyud na mapiktuhan. Kung na kay mga kailiw, mga parente o ni mga amiga na ilang anak na premature, possibly sa in the later life nila sa bata makabantay mga anak siya gamay concern sa yung speech development. Ni bata nga di kabalo mulakaw, no? As imposible masadang bata nga muditso lagdagan na di kabalo mo kamang. No, dili na pwede. Kamang sila launa. Di pwede na nga muditso og lakaw. Step by step gyud siya. Okay? So, nana siya ang gradual ang iyang development. Dapat ang bata kabalo mo usap dili kay mura siya og kanang kuan na siya reflexes man na siya sa bata, sa tao. Part na siya sa iyang development sa motor development. Okay? Dapat ang bata kabalo mo hilak aron ma-exercise ang iyang oxygen, dayon ang iyang speech development. That's part of development. Kung ang imong anak sige hilak, that is communication. Ma'am Crisel, Sir Michael, Ma'am Joycel, kung ang inyong anak maghilak, that's a kind of communication nga gusto siya mag-istorya nimo. Kaya di man ka-istorya, so they will use crying as a form of communication. Sabtan ninyo?
Doc.
Nana siya. So, Sir Giselle. So, si Ma'am Jenny rin, kung puhon maminyo ka, kung na kay anak, so, dapat aware ka nga mo hilak siya. Possibly, basa iyang kuan. No? So, ginitan siya. So, aware ka sa iyang temperature. So, na siya gibati, nga dili niya labi nagmagnipon ang bata. Aware yun mo anak. Dili dali maminyo. Sig katuo mo nga dali na maminyo. Na, ano uban siguro sa inyo, mga dagmay ninyo, o kita. Nanago man mo. Namahaw na baka mo. Siguro kay ngano inyong gi-turn off ang inyong kamera. So inana siya. Possibly, kung ang inyong anak nagsige hilak, possibly usaan na is dili ni mo siya welcome. Imo siyang gi-attempt og abort. Possibly. Kaya dili pa siya dili siya ka-communicate itarong sa imo na siya nga unwanted siya. Gusto siya nga reveal siya sa imo. Dili siya motuo nimo, istorya si Ma'am Magnolia, di siya motuo ka Ma'am Magnolia. Unsa ba? Sample na ha. Kung si Ma'am Iris baka nana. Dapat imo siyang istoryahon. Dapat kabalo ka kung sa iyang needs. Pamahon na karon, dapat imo siyang pakaunon. Dili kay diet sa ta karon bibiha kay wa pay sudan, wa pa kapalit og sudan si Ma'am Cheryl. Adi pwede na Ma'am Cheryl imong dieto ng bata ha kay pwede mag-overweight ka Sir David kay
Dili pwede, Doc.
diet. Wala may gatas magkapi-kapi sa taron kay maining kapi kay barato ra. ayaw inan Sir David ha. Nga mingon siya nga gikan kog birthday nadaghan kuan ka ng sudan dito. Na kuan sa ta kanay mag instead nga ang bata di po na pwede makatulon. So maglugaw-lugaw sa ka. Di kay imo sa yung magpaksiw sa ta. Paksiw. Kanila sa imo sudan bibi kay paksiw ayaw. Dili, you have to be careful nga wa pa ngipon. Imo you have to sensitive. Common sense na siya. Then, ayaw palabi og kapi. Kung hilig kag kapi, ayaw painom ng kapi, gatas ra. Ikaw ray mag-inom sa kapi. Diba? Sir Ma'am Nay, dapat ana lang. So, ang bata kung gigang imo siyang ilisan og kanang pare sa tuwa sa tropical dapat sakto ang iyang dili nimo siya jakitan nga perti inita. Dili po na makadaot na po na siya. Karon dapat aware ka kung sa nga mga gatas sa imo. Kuan kay na may uban nga mag lactose intolerance. Gabi na nga anong gaigita ni bataan nga bago nga ang gatas. Hindi man siya moinom ng Bear Brand kay dito may siya sa mga first class katong pinakamahal bitaw gyud. Kung tag 3,000 ang hindi siya moinom og nido. Ayaw sa ning nido. S26 kuno. O tinuod gyud naman magnulyan no. S26. Mo na ba yung nakamahal ang S26 no?
Pediasure ata, Doc? Or napagi mas mahal gid, Doc?
Pediasure, Doc.
Pediasure. So, magkatong uban niyo diha ang mga dalaga ulit taw before mo mag ninyo. No naa sa ninyo pila presyo karon gatas ha. Pila na karon ang kuan kilo.
Gatas plus diaper, Doc, mahal kayo.
Sige, Doc. Copy, Doc.
Birch tree lang, Doc.
Di na pwede. Sir David, birch tree. Hindi man na pwede yung
Laot
birch
sa
tree.
bugas, sir. Laot sa nilutuan.
Very good. Laot sa bugas. O tik ba ka o binilod, pwede na siya. So ayaw ninyo na tagay o kanang Sir David o kanang birch tree o nido ba kana. Ayaw di pa kay paano na siya. Dapat kung breastfeed maayo yun. Correct si Ma'am Pronilin. Breastfeed yun. O kanang importante yun na breastfeed. So una-una mo. Uyab-uyab mo nga. Aham na paingon ng uyab-uyab. Magminyo mo na. Di man mo kapalit og gatas.
Mas lang sa, Doc.
Pero dugay sila, Doc. Di naman po sila makaanak. Saon na lang.
Ay, paninood mo.
Dugay-dugay. Di na po kaanak. Idara naman.
Ayaw, pag inana, Ma'am Crisel, oy.
Ayaw pag sulting tinuod ba? Hinay lang.
Hindi ka maninood, Ma'am Frizel.
Okay? So nasabtan man ninyo, ayaw sa gyud mo pag dali-dali og na maburos na inyong uyab. Na karon or ikaw maburos na wa kay trabaho. Inyo na yung magkapi-kapi lang ta. Insure. Akong anak sa una. Sus, my goodness. Di mo inom og katong similak man to sa una. Mo pila ng similak karon. Di mo inom og dili similak. Akong gibalhin og tong sa to siya. Itong bitaw may baratohan bitaw. Bunakid. May bunakid. Di mo inom og bunag kay iluwa. Dili tundon ba na iya rang iguan. Pero og imo siyang palitan og katong similak. Pero tindali ara mahurot. Tag sa una kay tag 2,000 pa mo gamay kayo. Pero may gyud bankrupt ang wan. Bulsa to kay lagi mamili man. Una agi kayo. Dapat imo yung hunaw-naon Ma'am Iris ha. Ma'am Audrey. Klaro ha gyud. Kanang sakto gyud nga makapalit yung gatas ni ba sino di mo tabang og imo rang gapo mama ang mo palit. No? Yaw, luoy kay ka. Siguro agyod Ma'am Audrey. Ayaw sa gyud. Di ba Ma'am Rona Jane? Klaro ha gyud kay luoy kayo. Wa pay diaper. Una lampin naman to. Karon kay di mo sulog og di katulog og basa. Mo na palitan og sa panang mga kuan diya. Gatas pa. Vitamins na maghilaka kay nagsakit. Sipon din siya. Every first 2 months, imo gina ipa-check, tanaw ang iyang maghilanat, matarantar na ka kay first time mama ba ka. Matarantar na ka kay maghilanat. Sus, labi na nang magsipon. Uy. Mo na lisod kaayo. Na di ka katulog, sabot mo sa imong uyab. Kay pa man mo maminyo, sabot sa mo, ako bantay sa buntag, ikaw gabi. Klarohon gid mo na ha. Ayo pag bilar-bilar dia, dugay mo uli imong bana na ikaw raw sa nag uyuay sa imong balay. Di muli kay ito pa to na birthday ko no. Klaro ha gyud nang birthday ha gyud na, ha? Ma'am Mia, klaro ha gyud. Birthday gyud na. ang gatuan. Dapat magdala gyud og kuan nga nagay ebidensya nga gikan sa birthday. Dili kay magpalit res bikiri dia kay naay palit din birthday nga cake nga gikan dito sa birthday so dito res bikiri gipalit. So dapat kamo gyud duha. Sakit then naay kwarta ikagasto. Then sinina, vitamins. Dapat sa gamay pa ang bata, inyo na siyang
Pangandaman.
pangandaman. Imo na nang mag-saving mo para sa iyang kaugmaon, para sa iyang future. Future na pag-eskwela. Pagpa-eskwela sa iya sa college. Dili kay unya na ta makaluwas-luwas na ta. Bisag gamay mong kwarta, saving siya pun ka. Ang 50 ka pampers mao ang presyo sa bugas karon. Sa kasimana pila ka pampers gabi mag-pampers ayo pag pampers buntag kay mata man ka. Ito na ka sa gabi kanang makatulog kag taro. Dapat kung dako ka sweldo, mag-hire ka og
Sir,
Ma'am Karen.
bisag asa mangihi.
O bisag asa mangihi, sumaanad ka nga manima og anso sa inyong balay. Inana nga mga panahon. So dapat ang kalimpyo, magpalit kag sabon. Instead nga katong atong usa ka sachet dapat daghanon nimo para makasave ka. Kanang hinumulan nimo ang puti, ayaw isagol ang puti og dikolor. Dapat klaruhon nimo na. Kung imo ba na maglaba, di kabalo maglaba kay daghan mas lag kwarta na ang ilang sinina sa una kay man kana bitaw sagol-sagol daghan sila og mapili dili pwede dapat lainon ng puti ug dikolor lahion paglaba ang sinina ug mga pants ana dapat aware mo na klaruhon ninyo mo ninyong awayan di ba Ma'am Irene klaruhon ninyo na so dapat kinsay mo train sa bata sa pag-istorya dili kay imong tudloan ang bata o kuan lang kani problema karon kaning MTB MLE so dili na siya subject karon ang MTB MLE so dili na siya subject no kay daghan nagreklamo nga mga ginikanan kay katong mga ginikanan nga di kabalo mag istorya sa binukid pero na may subject nga binukid na magtuon gayud sila. Saon man na karon. So dili na sa subject. It's part of the things that you need to communicate how to use it as a tool to communicate with one another. So dili na sa subject no. MTB MLE. All right? Sa pagyod. Nindot kay ang mga topic na to ron. Labi na nang naay problema sa bata kanang ay sakit sa laging hydrocephalus, bugat kay ang ulo sa iyang anak. So gioperahan, so bayad. Bayad ka. Dapat na kay savings. Savings na klaro, dili ka ng liquid nga savings nga para ilalom sa kuan kana ilalom sa hagdan, ilalom sa lamisa gibutang pwede masakpan. Dapat klaro gyud na siya. Butang na to, mga 40% sa imong sweldo, save nimo na. Ma'am Magnolia, Ma'am Kenneth, save gini mo na. May panahon nga magkalisod, na makuot nimo, di ba? Ma'am Nida. Dayon, kung may sobrang kwarta, pwede, mangaon mo sa gawas, uban ninyo yung anak, manuroy mo. Edi lang po mo nga, di sa mo suroy kay, kung andun kaning budget yata. Enjoy your life. Kung na may kwarta, enjoy. Kaon mo ito sa gawas. Banong ninyo. Para po, ma-exercise po na ang inyong anak. Mauli ni. That's part of growing up. So, kung gusto ko ka maglakaw-lakaw, banon mo yung anak. Gusto ka magtabi-tabi. Maminaw mo na yung anak. Mga silingan mo. Nakatuon sila ana og how to communicate listen na sila, maminaw, kayang madunggan. So, mo na siya part of growing up. So, ang iyang learning, it takes a community to train a child. So, tibok, komunidad ang iyang matunan, dili lang sa inyo. Sabdan ninyo? So, kabalo siya, kung unsaon ang ang word nga ginikanan doon mga ate, kuya, unsay bation ko gutumon so mga yung pagkaon. Tudloan ninyo og right manners. Ha, dili pa sa ubang nasod nga mga way batasan. Kita mga Pilipino, mga buutan mo kita na magita saktong gawi. Adidto sus, but lang. Kita mga Pilipino, mga maayo kita. Mga mga sulundon. So, wala siya. No? We have to be proud of it. We have to be proud kay kuan man ta kita nga mga Pilipino, respeto mo kita, dili pwede mag-una og kaon. Mitas gamay pa ang inyong anak, magsabot mo. Asa si Madeline, tawag mo isuon Cheryl, May Marie, mamahaw na ta. Mag-uban mo pa niyo to. O pamahaw, usa mo tanan. Dili kay nya nako kay napakoy giteksan, napag dili na pwede. Dapat sa inyong balay na amoy solid foundation. Sinabot ang bana o asawa. Kaya kung termin na po si mama ang masunod, wa na po'y mahimo si papa. Dapat kamo duha magstorya gyud mo. Inaniun na to atong anak. Maglalis ta. Di na to ipakita sa atong anak. Manago ta sa kwarto, maglalis. Di man pwede maglalis mo, no? Kaya di mo magtingog. Magbungo lugar mo. Saan na lang ninyo na. So, dapat ninyo na siyang, sitol. Saan ninyo na mga disagreement ninyo. So, learn how to improve your life. Once nga na kay anak, mausab na imong perspective sa imong kinabuhi. Unahon na nimo ang yang welfare. Bahalag magutman si Sir Giselle, dili lang magutman ng yang anak. Ano reality na ginikanan kapuhon. No? Ma'am Irish, maninyo kapuhon. Bahalag dili pa ko makapalit og bag-ong Hermes bag si Ma'am Irish. Unahon lang sa ang bag nga para sa iyang pag-eskwela. So, na siya. Dili lang sa ko magpalit og bag-ong kuan kanang lipstick si Ma'am Madeline. Ma'am Lungkiaw, di siya ako magpa-reband. Unahon na sa ako ang gatas sa akong anak. Anak na siya ang reality. Kung may sobra, pwede na siya. Pero kung kulang sa budget, ay na siya pusa. Ha? Ano lang. Alright. Next reporter. Can we have another one reporter before we will go? Na-check naman yung attendance. We will have Ma'am Magnolia, are you ready?
Hello, Doc. Yes, Doc.
Thank you, Ma'am Maggie.
Okay, Doc. So, hello everyone. Good morning. Makita na ba akong presentation, Doc?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So, my topic is Herzberg's two-factor theory. Who is Frederick Herzberg? Frederick Irving Herzberg was an American psychologist who became one of the most influential names in business management. Born on April 18, 1923 at Lynn, Massachusetts, United States, and he is most famous for introducing job enrichment and motivator hygiene theory. So this is my topic for today. So now let's talk about this theory. The two-factor theory by Herzberg is a concept that states the factors that affect an individual's satisfaction and motivation level. Posits that job satisfaction and dissatisfaction are not opposites. The research underpinning this theory identifies characteristics of jobs that related to job satisfaction, while a different set of jobs factors lead to dissatisfaction. Thus, eliminating dissatisfaction will not necessarily create satisfaction and vice versa. So, what are these two-factor theory? First is the motivating factors. According to Herzberg, motivating factors, also called satisfiers, are primarily intrinsic job elements that lead to satisfaction. The set of needs that explain the behavior of people or we call motivating factors or motives. The second one is hygiene factors, are factors that do not give positive satisfaction or lead to higher motivation, and their absence will lead to dissatisfaction. This is a feature of a job that will make a worker unhappy if it is not provided. For example, fair pay or comfortable working conditions. Hygiene factors are those which are necessary for people to work, not those that actually motivate people to work harder. So, first, let's talk about the motivating factors. These are some of the examples.
Excuse
Achievement.
me, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ang slide, ma'am, wala nag-move.
Ay, wala siya lang move. Madali lang mga
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
wait sa
Kanta, ma'am.
entire screen na lang ako. Kani ma'am, kita ra?
Oo,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Ma'am. Okay. So, these are the examples of motivating factors: achievement, recognition, the work itself, job advancement opportunities, or and growth opportunities. So, let's talk about achievement. It can motivate them to take on tasks that they can easily complete, decreasing the risk of failure. Achievement also, in addition, achieving an objective can inspire employees to dedicate more time and effort to completing their tasks when they understand that working to a high standard can help them achieve their goals faster. The second one is recognition. Recognition helps employees see that their company values them and their contributions to the success of their team and the company overall. Recognition also is this is particularly key when organizations grow or change. It helps employees build a sense of security in their value to the company, motivating them to continue to great work. Next is the work itself. The work itself method is a facilitated work session that helps work teams align their individual and team activities with the company's mission, vision, values, and strategy. This method encourages the individual employee in a work team to develop and fulfill the work team's and the organization's strategic plan. If you feel you are included in a team or in a plan, it gives you a different feeling or give you the feeling that you are important because you were included and it motivates you to do great work. Next is promotion. Employees often feel more motivated at work when there are ample opportunities for growth and professional development. Promotion giving employees opportunities to increase their skills and become more efficient in their positions instills a sense of accomplishment and pride that acts as a strong motivator for employee. So next, let's talk about the hygiene factors. Examples are relationship with peers, company policies, physical workspace, working conditions, salary, status, security, and supervision. So what is relationship with peers? Relationship with peers is dependent on motivators to achieve job satisfaction. So if you are having a positive peer relationship can actually make you more successful in your career. This is because your coworkers will be more likely to support and mentor you if they feel like they have a good relationship with you. So next one is the company policy. A policy is often difficult to communicate throughout large organizations. Second, employees might view policies as a substitute for effective management. Policy statements are guidelines that outline management's belief or position on a topic. No matter what type of workplace or business you run, policies are important. They help clarify and reinforce the standards expected of employees in all their professional dealings and assist employers in managing staff effectively by defining what's acceptable and unacceptable in the workplace. So next is workspace. The workplace environment has been regarded as a hygiene factor, a factor that is good at preventing discontent, but which does not motivate the staff to do great deeds. Having a clear space to work in will not only make you feel more organized, but it will motivate you to work smarter. Working in a clean airspace will make you feel more alert and comfortable, knowing that the air around you is safe. So next is salary. Pay has usually been regarded as an extrinsic factor or hygiene factor that was more a job dissatisfier than an intrinsic motivator leading to increased job satisfaction. A worker is more likely to perform to his potential if he's happy with the salary he is earning. A person earning a high salary feels motivated to do a good job because he wants to please his employer to retain his position. Next is job security. Everyone joining a job expects some kind of security. If that is not there, employee would not feel motivated to work and will keep looking for other jobs. It's an assurance that you will be able to work in your current employment for the foreseeable future. Job security job security comes with a feeling of protection against things like layoffs, economic downfalls, and other factors that could impact employment. On the contrary, if job security is there, employee would be much focused as job security is expected. And lastly, supervision. Just as good supervision improves relationships and productivity, poor supervision makes way for conflicts, lower performance levels of work or work burnout, tension, and poor work relationships. Mismanagement of employees directly impact the quality of work and job satisfaction, while good supervision can ensure a competitive advantage in the work. The influence of higher authorities and working hours are considered important to improve employees' performance. Supervision of honorarium payments improve morale and increase team cohesion. So, nako i-play nga video sir kung pagsaba lang mo og dili madunggan ang tingog ha. Short ra man ni siya for summary lang sa two-factor theory.